Hey guys.
Hi, everybody. So today we just wanted to give you guys a more detailed update. I've been running a few updates here, but they've been brief. And we wanted to talk a little bit more about what we've been up to and how things have been different or not, and how this COVID thing has been affecting us. Because I know a lot of people are wondering, people living on the road, how does this whole change in society affect us? So let's start with at the beginning, when this started. We talked about it, that it did affect us a little bit, but not that much. And part of the fact that it doesn't affect us as much is because of the way that we live. So obviously there's lots of different ways to live on the road. So part-time, temporary, you can be, more in the city or more in nature. And you guys know that our whole lifestyle centers around nature. And so we are out and about quite a bit, and we are away from cities anyway. Like, that's our preference. So having said that, it didn't affect us in the way that we couldn't go to places we're used to going, because we don't really go anywhere anyway except the middle of nowhere. And even camping, we don't camp at established campgrounds. We camp in the middle of nowhere on 2-track roads. So we didn't need facilities. So when facilities get shut down, it
Didn't really affect us.
doesn't affect us.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of did was a little bit of our the food source.
Yeah.
Obviously, the grocery stores were still open, so we could still go. And the whole meat shortage thing really didn't do anything for us because we usually don't.
We have a pretty strong vegetable-based diet. We're not declared vegan or vegetarian, but our meals just center around a lot of heavy vegetable base.
Yeah. But
we eat fish when we can and chicken. So
yeah,
but not a lot.
The one thing that did affect us right away was eggs. They seemed to be having a shortage on eggs, and then we couldn't get them. And then when they did get them, they were like $2-3 a carton. So it got a little crazy. But and then they started limiting and doing all that stuff, because I tried to get 2 12-packs one time and they only gave me one, so that was kind of a crappy, because we usually give a lot to the dogs for protein.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does matter for the dogs, because the dogs obviously eat meat, and that's what we usually get it for. But we were still able to get enough to feed them good meals, so it wasn't. Our consumption level's just low, and so when it's low, it doesn't really affect us that much. So the food thing, and with the food thing, but something that we at least observed was that the rice shelves were cleared out, and we do a lot of rice base in our meals, rice and quinoa and chickpeas and beans and things like that. That's a good base for most of our meals. So it kind of bothered us that stuff was cleared out, just because it's interesting, because that means that these people that are buying it don't normally eat it, and for us it was a normal part of our diet. So we did run low on those types of things.
And then when they finally did start stocking the shelves again, it was all white rice, which we usually don't get either. So it's just been not a lot of nutrition in white rice.
Yeah, so we got by. We were able to find food, but there's always a different definition of food out there, like cardboard versus nutrition.
Yeah, produce was fine. We never had really any issues of finding anything that we normally eat besides eggs for a little while. So that was
So other than that, like I mentioned, we normally like to be remote anyway, but sometimes we'll duck into the city to just take care of some things. With this, we've been really limiting any contact with civilization. So we've been just camping out in remote spots and going to the city as infrequently as possible. Well, really going to the stores, just to stock up if we really need something. So we're staying out away from as much as we can.
Yeah, and then when we do go in, I usually just go into the store by myself, so then we don't have to risk 2 people being in there at one time.
Yeah, we have a one-person policy right now.
Yeah, so one of the...
That's our adjustment.
The other big thing that we've had was we haven't been able to really take a shower in a long time. I guess that's been another, which not really an issue for us, but now...
we normally don't take showers, or we miss showers for like long periods of time, but long periods of time is an interesting definition because some people, when we'd say, oh, it's been a week, ooh, oh, it's been a month, oh my gosh, but to be perfectly honest right now, in part because of this, it has been 3 months since we had an official shower. No joke.
We just looked today because we write it on our calendar and we're like, oh yeah, it's been 3 months. So
yeah, we normally don't want to go that long, but that's
neither
how
of
long
us really care. But
we haven't been sick, and I don't think we really stink, and we don't look that dirty. My tan might wash off when I do shower.
Yeah, it's just another layer of protection when you go into the city, so
yeah,
might be a good thing. But
part of the reason why is because we have the shower bag. So we could at least, if we're not getting a real shower, we could get a shower bag shower.
Yeah.
But we've been sort of tucked in the southwest U.S. and desert regions, which are very cool, but very limited on water sources. And even some of the water sources you do find just, I don't really want to pour it over my body.
Yeah, be dirtier than you were before, and that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, so a little more flowing, good water would be great. So we just kind of skip down on the whole shower bag thing too. Yeah. That's why we haven't had an official shower, but we did get into a river like once or twice in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So, and pour a little water. We did a little bit of like a bucket shower type thing. Yeah. But so that's our confession. We haven't showered in 3 months. Other than that.
Next, I guess we obviously had our international flight planned, and that got canceled, so that was a big bummer. But so we're still trying to figure out what to do with that, because we're still not figuring out. They just said you have to use you get like a voucher for the whole next year to use it again, because they're not giving out refunds right now.
Well,
so we'll see if they're going to change that or not.
The airlines have been interesting, because I've heard that they're not wanting to give out refunds, so we're not getting our money back for the flights that we booked.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. We're playing it by ear here to try to see what happens, but so far no refunds, and that means, well, we have the option to use that towards, if we want to replan it, which we don't really know at this point. Of course, we'd still like to go, but we also have to figure out other stuff now. I mean, lots has changed. But if we did want a refund, that's like not an option, which is really weird. So we're out of the money there, which like just whatever. The one time we book a
I know. We thought it was going to open right in time, but it didn't work out. So,
so that happened. In terms of, let's say, finances, that's a big concern with this whole thing. Again, we try to be prepared for stuff, and for the most part, we're okay. I have some changes to my work, because this summer I lost a job that I expected to have. So I won't have that contract this summer, it turns out. There's just been a lot of administrative changes that have rearranged things, and it caused me to not have that this summer. So that's kind of a bummer, because that takes down our summer funding. But, I mean, all that means is that sometime along the year, I'll just have to pick up an additional job to cover what we're missing this summer. So that will be a change. That will be something we'll need to do. So I can say it has affected us a bit. Things have definitely been rearranged in our society. But like I said, this lifestyle at least, I guess, like softens or mitigates against the craziness that could be, and I know it is in some people's lives.
We're already living with less, so it's really not too big of a difference.
Yeah, so...
Besides, the city's even more crazy.
Yeah, so I guess the recommendation is put a lot of dirt on you, and hopefully you don't get sick. But, I mean, and it's nice being away from the hustle and bustle.
Out here, nobody touches anything, so I can touch whatever I want.
No, we've been exploring and finding cool
Just don't
rocks.
lick the rocks.
I've been collecting rocks.
Yeah.
So, let's see if there's anything else. I talked a little bit about Ohana Dog. We had that this year too. What an interesting year it's been.
Yeah.
We had his whole valley fever illness that he got. And he's been on medication. He's finishing up his medication, his prescription now. So now we get to see how he does off of his meds. And so far, leading up to this, he's been real good. I think the medication did kick in and help. He was originally hacking and just, showing some signs of illness. And he's not now. So Hopefully he's recovering.
Yeah.
This is a really weird, difficult sickness to wrap your head around. And some dogs, I think they can relapse and everything. So we're not putting our guard down, but we're hopeful. And that's the news on Ohana. He's improving. Yep. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else.
I think that was...
That's the bulk of it.
Yeah.
That is how this has affected us and what we have going on in terms of plans. I can't even tell you guys an update as to where we think we'll be. We've been hanging out a lot in Utah this year. We were in Arizona. We've been in Utah. Eventually, we probably are going to want to go to like California if we get the chance, like usual, and we'll probably work our way into like Wyoming and Montana this year. We have no idea if we'll be able to make it into Canada. But if that opportunity opens up, we would love to this year. This is definitely going to turn into a more, well, I guess that's international. I almost said just national. That's international. I don't think of it as international. But yeah, so mostly hanging out in those regions, and then the future is a big, awesome question mark, I guess. So
yeah.
Anyway, guys, so I think that's it for now. Yeah, that's a good update. So there's the whole update and all the details of what we have going on. And that's it. I guess we will leave you with that today. And we're going to watch sunset now. It should pan out to be pretty beautiful. We've got some clouds, which is perfect for sunset.
Yep.
It's nice and warm. Well, you guys stay warm, stay healthy, stay happy, and thanks for watching and supporting us as usual. Yep. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.